today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Tarek was massaging my inner thighs.
Massage therapist Tarek says the women accusing him of being sexually inappropriate are mistaken.
Upper inner thighs are in the scope of practice of massage therapy.
This story made the news, which prompted him to blame someone else.
I have a twin, and he's the horny one.
But here's the thing, he doesn't have an identical twin.
Well, if I did have a twin, he'd be the horny one, because I'm not over-sexualized.
And it gets worse.
I absolutely did not fake my own death.
But there's a fake obituary of you. Today's going to be a changing day in your life. You've never had anybody working harder to bring you to the threshold of change than right now. Today drove 2,000 miles to meet me in a desperate bid to clear his name. He claims he is a victim of a witch hunt which has ruined his career, forced him into hiding, and made him a figure in the news. Now, I've been doing this for a long time, but when I saw the list of allegations against this man, I soon realized that this is not going to be a typical episode. We're talking about wild stories of sexual depravity, outlandish claims of winning tens of millions of dollars, and even allegations of a staged death. The person at the center of this story says the only way he'll salvage his career and reputation is by taking a polygraph test and sharing the results with the world. We'll talk to him later, but first I want you to meet one of his alleged 18 victims who says she's here today to put an end to his reign of sexual terror.
About a year and a half ago, I was in a lot of pain and needed to go get a massage. Tarek had shining reviews, a few hundred 5-star reviews. I was doing a 90-minute hot stone massage. When I got to Tarek's house, let me just clarify, this was a house. It was a house. I wasn't expecting it. Tarek led me upstairs to the massage room. As soon as Tarek started, I noticed that he was breathing really heavy. It really started to go downhill. Tarek was massaging my inner thighs, really close to my privates. He worked his way back down to my feet, and he started to rub his face on my feet, all the while moaning and saying, "Oh my God." It was really frightening. He was pleasuring himself. I was paralyzed with fear. So Tarek started massaging my arms, and he got to my hands, and I felt something get placed on top of the hot stone. Tarek placed his genitals. I didn't know what to do, and I thought that if I just pretended like nothing happened, then I might get through to life. I don't know this guy. I don't know if there's weapons. As soon as I got in the car, I called my husband and I told him what happened. Tarek violated me. My husband went with me to make the police report. Since then, I have struggled with anxiety and depression. He is a malicious narcissist psychopath, without a doubt, in my mind. He's very twisted.
Well, Julia joins me via Ionico, and she has asked me not to disclose her location. I certainly will not. Julia, I'm glad that you're willing to talk about this, and you're wanting to talk about this and disclose this because you want to protect other women from what you believe to be a very dangerous sexual predator, correct?
That's correct. That's the main reason why this is a national platform. So I figure that even if he does jump jurisdictions, it will at least reach more people in other states.
You say this has been very traumatizing to you. What's been the effect of this happening? You felt very vulnerable at the time, and you were very scared.
I was completely paralyzed in fear. I didn't want to believe that it was happening when it was happening. the after effects, I've had nightmares. It took a really long time for his massage license to be revoked. It eventually did, after he had accumulated like 18 reports.
You went in to get a massage for therapeutic purposes, and
Yes.
you felt like you were sexually assaulted.
I was sexually assaulted. There's no doubt.
And you didn't say anything at the time. You made your exit as quickly as possible, correct?
Yeah, I didn't know how he would react if I tried to get up and leave. I didn't know if he had weapons. I didn't know what he was capable of. I wanted to believe what was happening wasn't happening, but I know what happened.
So you filed a police report, and in the police report, it says on the 19th of March, 2019, at 9 o'clock, officers responded and spoke with the victim, you, who stated that on the 19th that she scheduled a massage with Tarek at 5 p.m., and that you stated that you agreed to meet him at his friend's house, and you stated that during the massage, he told her that she has pretty feet and made moaning noises while rubbing her feet, and also stated she thinks that his genitals touched her. Then, on the 25th, the detective was alerted by an investigator, Special Victims Unit, that the suspect was listed on several reports in their jurisdiction regarding similar complaints by female clients. And you didn't know this at the time, but you've since learned that there are others that have had a similar experience to yours.
Yes. When I talked to the detective with the Special Victims Unit, she let me know that there were 6 others at the time that this happened.
In June of 2020, a woman by the name of Leah says, I looked on Google to find a masseuse. At the last minute, I took his reviews as legitimate and entered his home business in trust. He offered me half a towel and suggested I might not want to cover it all. During the massage, I felt his genitals on my body. I recoiled immediately, and he said, that was my arm. I instantly became afraid of rape or worse and tried to play cool before asking to go to the bathroom. I called the police, but he refused to answer the door to them. Since then, he's harassed me with countless emails from fake lawyers threatening legal action because I called him out on Google. I've had sleepless nights, panic attacks, and stress recounting it. This man is a danger to women everywhere, and his behavior is escalating. He needs to be in jail. And she gave us that statement herself, and you certainly echo those sentiments, correct?
I do. I think that he's very dangerous, and he's not going to stop.
Now, he denies all of this vehemently. You know that, right?
Yes, I do.
But it takes a lot of courage for you to come here and tell your side of this and be specific. And you've got an awful lot of women that you don't know and don't know you that are saying the same thing. Now, you have requested to be nowhere near Tarek, so I'm going to thank you and excuse you so you don't have to be present in a dialogue with him. And I'm going to talk to him now and let him tell us what he has to say. But I cannot thank you enough for having the courage to come here, speak your truth, and tell us what has happened in this situation with you. So, Julia, thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Dr. Bell.
So when we come back, we're going to meet the man who is at the center of these allegations. He says he's innocent and that he needs my help to clear his name. Tarek will be here on this stage after the break.
Julia said Tarek rubbed his face on her feet and placed his male genitalia. And that is not true at all. The Tennessee Department of Health unanimously voted to revoke my license. No one cares to have sympathy for me.
And later, you're either lying then or you're lying now. Which of them's true?
I personally did not send it. I had someone else send it.
Okay, well, I don't know which of the lies to believe.
So here I am starting my trip officially. Yes, that's a mask. You're gonna see a lot of it. Happy, sad, nervous, scared, everything about being on Dr. Phil. We're in Russellville, Arkansas. I'm feeling lucky. I wanna buy a lotto ticket. This is gonna win me 22 million, okay? And I'll be on Dr. Phil again when I become like cursed by the lottery. I had a lot of time to think about all these crazy accusations against me. These women have tried to tarnish my name. What I really want to prove to Dr. Phil through a polygraph exam is that all these women are mistaken and that I am a professional massage therapist. We have finally made it to LA. It's almost 5 a.m., so I'm gonna go straight to bed. I feel once I explain what happened, how the misunderstandings happened to Dr. Phil, he will clearly understand where I'm coming from.
Well, massage therapist Tarek wrote to me asking for my help to clear his name after a number of women accused him of sexual misconduct during paid massages, resulting in his license being revoked. As we just saw, he's so desperate to clear his name that he spent the last 3 days in a car driving 2,000 miles to be here today to proclaim his innocence, answer these allegations, and tell his side of the story. Now, Tarek says the women accusing him of being sexually inappropriate, sexually assaulting them during massages, are what he says mistaken. And he knows that he can pass a polygraph to prove it. Here's what he has to say.
I have been a massage therapist for about 5.5 years. My business has been very successful. In 2019 alone, I gave 1,163 massages. Julie was a client I had 1.5 years ago. Julia received your standard 60-minute Swedish massage. Julia said Tarek rubbed his face on her feet and placed his male genitalia. And that is not true at all. Julia's allegation regarding my genitalia touching her is completely false. It not only upset me, it made me a little bit angry that Julia came up with this allegation. I think she just wanted attention. Another time, one of the female clients I had, part of her concern was that I had my shirt off. Since like 95% of my clients are gay men who couldn't care less, and so I don't sweat or get exhausted, I feel more comfortable massaging with my shirt off. It's not a violation of the 33-page Tennessee Massage Code of Ethics to have your shirt off. Supposedly, the news reported that a total of 18 women, most of which were not clients, just women I met in my personal life, made complaints about feeling uncomfortable with me. I am aware of at least 9 of the supposedly 18 complaints. As far as the other half, I don't know who they are.
We asked you about a massage therapist whose license was revoked after 15 women accused him of inappropriate sexual behavior.
Law enforcement is already very familiar with the individual in question.
About a month ago, the Tennessee Department of Health unanimously voted to revoke my license. I've lost the biggest source of income that I have. No one cares to have sympathy for me. I want to keep my record clean, and I'm fighting now to do that.
Well, Tarek, welcome.
Thank you.
I know that you've come here to, in your terms, clear your name and regain your livelihood, your right to return to what you're doing. And I guess what I want to do is maybe redefine the term clearing your name, because I want you to approach this by being really open-minded and approach this maybe with a fresh perspective of deciding that the quickest way from where you are to where you want to be may not be in a straight line and may not be at the most feverish pace. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody looks at things differently. You may have been misunderstood in some ways. You may have had a different set of boundaries than other people. I mean, I don't know. You've got an awful lot of women that feel that you crossed boundaries. So I just don't think it's credible for you to say absolutely none of this happened, zero zip, nada. And I'm really wondering if that's the approach that you want to take here.
I understand what you're saying.
So I just want you to think about that as we move forward.
Yes.
I just talked to Julia, and this woman is traumatized. You said you think she did this just for attention. She doesn't strike me as somebody that's looking for attention. She does strike me as somebody that's traumatized. She said that you touched her inappropriately and that you were actually pleasuring yourself while she was in the room.
She's absolutely incorrect about that part.
She said that you complimented her feet. Did you compliment her feet?
Yes.
She said you put her feet on your face.
My chin.
That's your face.
Yes.
Part of my face. And later, there's a fake obituary. Says that's you. I just talked to Julia. She says that the towel that you used to drape her was sitting in a ball on the floor, and that you were so close with your hands that you were touching her. Are you saying that didn't happen?
There was still a boundary. I did not touch her genital area, but upper inner thighs are in the scope of practice of massage therapy.
Okay, so, well, thank you for that candor. And she said that you were breathing heavily and making groaning sounds, and that you complimented her feet. Did you compliment her feet?
Yes.
Yeah, and I thank you for acknowledging that. She said that you put her feet on your face.
It wasn't my face, but I remember my chin had touched the bottom of her foot as I flexed her knee and massaged her calf with either arm. Depending upon the height and the position of the table and the client, it's possible that can happen briefly.
So your face did touch her feet?
My chin.
Well, that's your face.
Yes.
Part of my face, your chin. So your face did touch her feet.
Yes.
So there is truth in that. And she said that there were things that just really crossed the line in terms of you rubbing against her and your genitals touching her body. I don't know how you work around the table or whatever. Is that possible that happened?
Absolutely not. My genitals did not come in any contact with her. I wasn't even exposed, nor did she even
Well, I
claim
didn't
to
ask you
see.
if you were exposed. I was
Nothing.
just saying, is it possible that there was even a contact, any friction, any rubbing against?
There's no possibility that my private parts came in contact with her body, not even accidentally, not even for a split second.
Yeah. And how do you know that with such certainty? You said
Because-
you've given over 1,000 massages during the year. How do you know that at no time during that year did you ever accidentally brush up against someone?
I would certainly remember if my private parts came in contact with someone. I would have to have my zipper unzipped. I would have to have my button unbuttoned. I'd have to pull down my shorts, which I never did, any of those things. And those things I would definitely remember.
Well, I didn't say that you exposed them. I just said that there was contact.
Well, I'd have to be exposed. The body part would have to be exposed to be in contact, right? That's the first step.
No, I'm just saying that you, clothed-wise, that you could brush up against.
But
Is
I
that
understand.
possible?
I suppose anything's possible, but I don't think that was her accusation. I thought her accusation was that I was bare.
Well, I'm not
and
asking about the accusation. I'm just asking if that's possible that could happen, working in close proximity.
it's possible that could happen with someone if you're in close proximity. A therapist could clothed.
All right. So you said it was a 60-minute Swedish massage,
60 or 90.
and she said it was a 90-minute hot stone massage.
Yes, Swedish is still incorporated in the hot stone session.
So was it a 60-minute Swedish or a 90-minute hot stone?
It was either 60 or 90, or she may have either, I can't remember if she extended from 60 to 90. 60 and 90 are my most frequent ones. It was over a year ago, so that specific length of time, I can't
Yeah,
remember.
well, the reason I'm asking is because she says you put your genital on top of the stone.
Oh, so I didn't put my genital on directly on her, but it was on top of the stone.
I'm just
See,
asking you.
that's new to me. That's not what I heard the allegation was. See, that's already new to me.
Don't know.
I've not had anyone tell me, Department of Health, cop, her Facebook posts, none of them are saying that I put my private part on a stone.
You know who Leah is, correct?
Yes.
Leah tells a similar story. She says that she felt your genitals on her body.
She's absolutely incorrect. I remember that one, every little split second of her, because it was more recent. She's absolutely incorrect. I tried clearing this up with her as it happened. And even after she left, through text and email, I did my best to try to clear this up. She's very mistaken. I know how the misunderstanding happened.
Yeah, she says that you have tried to clear it up because she says that you have harassed her with countless emails from fake lawyers threatening legal action because I called him out on Google. Did you send her fake lawyer messages?
I can't remember in the email if I used the term that I was a lawyer, but I did send multiple emails asking her to remove the review.
Who is Joy Eula? Did you write this?
Yes.
So this is a lie.
I mean, I didn't claim to be a lawyer per se.
You're saying you're a lawyer not per se? Who is Joy Eula?
I don't think that's actually a real name of a person. I just think that's how the email.
I'm sorry?
I think it's just how the email address is spelled out.
What email address?
She's received multiple emails from me asking her to remove her.
Well, who is Joy Eula?
I think that's just the name in the email address.
What name? I don't have other people's names in my emails. I have my name in my emails. Why would you have Joy Eula's name in your emails?
I know someone who has access to multiple email accounts, and I politely asked that person if they could just ask this person to remove her review because it was mistaken. So that person sent multiple.
Someone named Joy Eula?
I don't think her name is Joy Eula. It's just someone I know that I met online, and we've interacted.
So you
through
don't
email.
know her name? You know somebody, but you don't know her name?
We've only interacted through email, so I don't know exactly what her legal name is.
Well, here is a graphic of the alleged legal letter to Leah, and it's from Joy Eula, and it's on July 17th, 2020 at 10:28 p.m. So apparently this legal representative works late into the night on your behalf. Subject, review removal. It's to Leah. We are not here to bully or intimidate you. Communicating to a detective and a police report are irrelevant to review removal. I am a legal representative. We would like to politely request that you remove your review from the Google page. A misunderstanding has occurred in which the lead licensed medical tech had his chin on your palm while he massaged on his knees. You mistakenly thought this was another part of his body. The State Department of Health provides polygraph tests, and the therapist knows that he can pass one. Once it is passed, he could even go as far as to argue unintentional defamation on your part. We have also communicated to the therapist to turn on the air conditioner fan to not be exhausted and not have any part, including arms, chin, even accidentally touch a part of the body. Please confirm when you have removed the review so that we cease contact. We are sorry again you did not have a good experience and wish you well. So, did you write this?
Yes.
You just used Joy Eula's name.
I didn't actually send the email or click send, but I had someone send it.
So this is a lie.
I mean, I didn't claim to be a lawyer per se, but I understand.
Per se. So you're saying you're a lawyer not per se?
I just didn't type out the word lawyer. And I'm not claiming to actually be that I'm actually a lawyer. I didn't sign
You're saying I am a legal representative. What type of legal representative are you?
I was just having the
Are you a
paralegal.
a legal assistant? Are you a paralegal?
I was trying to get her to think that the person who sent it could be a paralegal.
So you lied.
I mean, I didn't actually send it directly to her, but Yes, I was trying to make her think that this person could be a paralegal.
Okay, well, that's
So,
not an
yes.
essay question. You either lied or you didn't. Is this a true statement? I am a legal representative.
I'm not a paralegal. I do not practice law. So yes, that is incorrect.
Okay, so this is a lie. This is a misrepresentation in this email. And I noticed that the fonts are different color. So do you use this, is this a cut and paste that you use with like the 18 women? Have you sent this to others?
I've not sent that email to anyone other than her.
Okay. Well, a minute ago you said you didn't send it. You just now said you did send it.
I didn't actually click send. I had someone else, a third party, send it.
Well, it can't be both. I sent it or I had it sent. You're either lying then or you're lying now. Which of them's true? You had it sent or you sent it?
I personally did not send it. I had someone else send it.
Okay, well, I don't know which of the lies to believe because you lied in the email and then you told me you didn't send it, then you said you did.
No, I mean, I had it. When I said I sent it, I had it sent, as in I had someone else send it, which is
You
what I've been
caused
saying.
it to be sent.
Yes, yes.
From someone whose name you don't know.
Everything I said, my version of events, is completely correct. And I was doing my best to see if I could get it removed because her review was not true and she made an honest mistake.
Okay.
And I was desperate to find a way to get it removed. If there was truth to what had happened in the session, I wouldn't have minded, and I understand.
Okay, well, this would be a lie, right? We have also communicated to the therapist, that would be you. We, the royal we have communicated to the therapist. So that's a lie, because there's no we, the we's you. So you've communicated to yourself to turn on the air conditioner.
Well, I have.
But that's a lie. I mean, you're saying that this is some legal representative who's communicated with you to turn on the air conditioner so you don't get exhausted and fall asleep and accidentally let your body parts fall onto the client.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward figuring out talking about yourself in the third person.
Well, it is when you're lying, because you have to work out your pronouns. When you lie, you need to go back and check your pronouns.
Yeah.
This story made the news, which prompted him to send an email blaming the whole thing on someone else, his identical twin.
Well, if I did have a twin, he'd be the horny one.
The thing's a fraud, right?
Yes, parts of it are not worded 100% accurate. The most important parts and the main focus are completely accurate, and that's kind of what I'm trying to clear up here. Now, I've emailed her directly one-on-one before this, though, trying to resolve this. And then
that
after
didn't
that
work, so you thought I'll pretend to be a legal representative and see if that scares her.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get someone else to email her. And I don't have, like, 5 or 10 different email addresses. So I was hoping that she would get the emails and remove them, and most importantly, believe my version of events because I'm telling the truth.
Would you like to know what she told us?
I think I pretty much already know everything she said. She's been very open, both to me one-on-one and to the local news. Don't think anything could surprise me from her at this point.
Yeah. Well, she did say she's had sleepless nights, panic attacks, and stress recounting all of this. She says, this man is a danger to women, and his behavior is escalating, and he needs to be in jail.
If what she thought was true, then absolutely.
Well, why would she not? I mean, she
She's
has no reason not to believe you because you're a straight up honest guy, right? Well, except for the fake emails.
Well, even before then, she still didn't believe me, unfortunately, and I was still 100% honest in every way, shape, and form prior to then.
Now, this story made the news in Tarek's hometown, which prompted him to send an email blaming the whole thing on someone else, his identical twin. But here's the thing, he doesn't have an identical twin.
The twin picture and story was intended to be a complete sarcastic joke. I just completely fabricated and photoshopped a photo of two of me and lied, jokingly. I mean, it's obviously being sarcastic because the photo looks clearly fake, saying that I have a twin, and you can tell by my whole tone of voice I'm being funny. I have a twin, he's the horny one of us may be dead, one isn't. Obviously, I'm lying. If I was a pathological liar, I would have made the photo look way more real.
You have a very unusual sense of humor
Oh, I
if
know.
that's your idea of funny.
Oh, I know.
So you say that your livelihood is on the line, your reputation is on the line, that you were even suicidal for a couple of hours, that your friends who believe you say, people that know me believe me, but then you say in the same breath that they blocked you and distanced themselves from you, but that yet they believe you. So
that's been taken care of.
I don't know which it is. One of them's a lie and one of them's the truth, and I can't tell which one it is I'm supposed to believe.
Yes.
But then you invent this twin and say, he's the horny one.
Well, if I did have a twin, he'd be the horny one because I'm not over-sexualized, and this is not me. Okay, but I'll explain why I did this in person.
You sent one and said, if this happened, it was my horny twin, not me.
Yes.
If this happened. And you said it was just a joke. That's a real knee slapper.
You'd be surprised. I had some friends even text me saying they were rolling on the floor laughing because they could tell I was being sarcastic and just tired of this.
I'm still
reporting.
in my chair.
I get it.
Yeah, I'm not rolling.
You'll get
in
it
the
tomorrow.
floor.
Oh, okay. I wasn't trying to actually I did not expect anyone to believe this by any means. I'm not a pathological liar. It's not like I didn't fabricate fake birth records or anything to that extent.
Define that for me. Pathological liar.
Yes, I did not.
Define it for me. What is a pathological liar?
Someone who relentlessly lies, believes their lies, lives their lies. I was not even trying to get anyone to believe this or split second or expect anyone to.
So a pathological liar is someone that just relentlessly lies and expects people to believe them and then believes their own lies, by your definition.
I think, but please clarify for
Well,
me.
no, I'm wondering how you use the term. The way you use the term, it does seem to kind of fit. So did Tarek actually go so far as to fake his own death in a bid to escape the glare of the media? He wants a chance to clear that up. I'm going to ask him the hard questions because he wants an opportunity to set the record straight. We'll be right back.
If I wanted to fake my own death, I could have fabricated fake death documents. No, I did not. How long do you get away with something like that?
Well, according to the news, when journalists called his cell phone for comment, the person on the other end said, "Can't help you. Tarek is dead." So let's hear what Tarek has to say about that.
I absolutely did not fake my own death, no. My brother told me that he had a mutual friend commit suicide. He may have posted on social media about it. Obviously, he has the same last name as me, and we have a unique last name. If I wanted to fake my own death, I could have fabricated fake death documents. No, I did not. How long do you get away with something like that?
Okay. Your explanation for that was you have a brother who has a friend that died.
Yeah, that's what he told me. Like a mutual friend or casual friend he knows
Okay,
of.
but there's a fake obituary, not of your brother's friend, but of you. It says date of passing, August 11th, 2020, Tarek. That's you.
I think that someone else made that.
But it's interesting when you were talking about your twin, you were saying it could be my horny twin that did it, or he either did it or died. So you brought up death
No, the
in
twin.
talking about the twin.
The twin was many stories after. This was like, I think, the third
I
or fourth.
understand.
And then the twin was like the
I
seventh
understand,
story.
but you brought up the twin and death.
Mhm.
And then there's an allegation of a fake obituary and a fake death, and you refer to twin and death at some point. So those words are in your mouth, not someone else's.
Well, yeah, the whole twin email, I emailed, and I did acknowledge that. I remember typing that part out, like a couple weeks after this story had occurred.
So you did talk about the twin, and you did talk about death.
I acknowledged the death weeks after it had initially been brought up in that email. And
Another knee slapper? Another joke?
I was just in that long email, I just was acknowledging just about every little topic that had been brought up in the news. Just, it's not even entirely to be funny. It's almost like to be sarcastic.
But you did have friends rolling in the floor. Thought it was so funny.
That's what some of them texted me. Both my friends and my
Is this
haters.
after they unblocked you?
Mm-hmm.
I shared Tarek's videotape interview with a team of world-class body language and human behavior experts.
You can't hide your body language.
We're about out of time today, but this story is far from over. Tomorrow, I'll be joined by 4 of the world's leading body language experts who will take a closer look at very specific and revealing statements Tarek told my team during an in-depth field shoot interview. Now, what did they discover? Find out if there are any clues that will help get to the bottom of these very serious allegations of sexual misconduct. Tarek told my team that he wanted to take a polygraph test to clear his name. I want to be clear. We did not ask him to take a test. He requested that we find a reputable polygraph examiner to administer a test as he felt only comfortable doing so on the Dr. Phil platform. He didn't want to just go out and take one somewhere else. He said this is the only place he would do it, even though I've said many times polygraph tests are just a tool. They're not perfect. They're controverted. They're not admitted to court. But, well, he took the polygraph test. Did he pass? There's a surprising turn of events you're not going to want to miss.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Why'd you get under the table?
The table during a massage?
Yeah.
A paying client or a woman I met in my personal life? So there's a difference.
You ran an ad that clients could be fully nude without a drape, that clients would be allowed to massage you.
That is all 100% in the scope of practice of the Massage Code of Ethics.
Do you seriously expect me to believe what you're saying?
Believe which part exactly?
And
We sent Tarek to take a polygraph test. Did you deliberately touch while performing a massage on Julia? You answered both questions. And your answer was?
No.
the polygraph results reveal. That's tomorrow.
For more information about today's show, log on to drphil.com. You can follow me on all of my social platforms. You know what they are. And don't forget to subscribe to Robin's podcast, I've Got a Secret, where she and her friends share very personal stories and information never revealed before. No topic, and I mean no topic, is off limits. Stay safe. We'll see you next time.
If you would like to be a part of our virtual audience and you have a computer with a camera, log on to drphil.com and click Be Part of the Audience.